any money, so we're just getting freebies. So if you've got any socks as well, I can really do with some socks. And as you can probably see, I need some trousers.
Yeah, shout out to Moneypenny for some socks. We're basically influencers now. We're going for the Instagram influencer vibe.
We're YouTubers, although we haven't got a YouTube channel. The kids that get sent stuff by people to wear. They're very innocent. Nice t-shirts and a good fit, by the way.
Excellent. So
I'm really hard to get the right sizes on. Normally.
So yeah.
I think like Tony McDonald.
You don't look like
that. No, I don't.
Okay, right, we've got lots of people on. Hello Grace, good morning Mark, hi Emma Preston, Dean's here, fabulous. Gosh, we've got so many people today, it's so great to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a lot to talk about today, a lot to share with you.
Sorry, that's not a broken
I think
chair.
Brian's broken my chair.
What's weight?
And Daniel Brownell, what's up? Yeah.
Stop.
Good morning, Sally and Duncan Botham.
Favourite people in the world.
Duncan has got Facebook. I mean, specifically for
Duncan's on Facebook?
Yeah, he got it.
I don't believe it.
He has.
I sound Victor Meldrew again. That's who he was calling Victor Meldrew. I don't believe it.
Okay,
Right.
I think everybody who's going to join us should have joined by now. Good morning, Martin. Sorry if I've missed anybody there. If you do have any questions whilst we're in full flow or having our little arguments, then please do just pop it in the comments box. I've got it on here so I can see what's going on. We have got some special guest stars joining us a little bit later. Yeah, they're just waiting in the wings over there. And we're going to get cracking with our day as usual. Hopefully, some of you may, if you really haven't got anything to do, have printed out our sheet and are ready to fill it in. So here goes, okay?
We're going to have also, can I just say that we're going to have two, at popular requests, we've got two additions. One is Song of the Day, because I'm a big, and I've talked about this a lot with people that know me, I really always try and listen to some music in the morning when I get up. It goes back to the days when I used to work at Foxtons many years ago. It was quite a long drive early in the morning into the office in central London, so I used to always listen to songs, music to get myself really ready for the day. So we're going to have Song of the Day, and we were playing one just as you came in, which actually is quite apt at the moment, which is a really good song.
We haven't lost the plot completely.
One of my favourites. This is Everyone Loves the Sunshine by Roy Ayers Ubiquity, for those that you want to that song.
Okay, so we're going to crack on because we have got a lot to cover. Morning Neil, hello, great to see you. Although I can't physically see you, I can see you've joined the group. Okay, so kicking off straight away. First things first.
Yeah, good news stories. Good
news story. Brian's going to start.
Again, it's a bit of an obvious one, unless you've had your head in the sand. We might be or sleep in the garden, which I know someone was yesterday. No words to. I'm going to read out directly from the government's website because this obviously is a good bit of news, but it's also important that what I've also seen this morning on the back of this news, which was released by the MHCLG last night, that some of the what they call them broadsheets, and that the Times, for example, I'm going to name them.
Basically, most journalists
are basically disgraceful because they're putting the headline on a bit of positive news for the housing market. They're marking it as a negative comment, which it's not. And that's typical bloody journalists trying to sell newspapers and online subscriptions. They should hang their heads in shame. So the government have announced that moving house can continue. Okay, and this is now public. I think I put a link on the Facebook page yesterday.
Copy and paste it, and I'm sure some of you.
I'm sure I did. This is government advice on home moving during the coronavirus outbreak. And this is Guy. Now, the reason I'm going to share this with you now, even if you have read it, is, as we always do, is the key message is how you deliver this to your customers. They will have probably not gone on the government's website to see this. They might have watched a bit of BBC News this morning, which was on there for about 3 minutes. But also, and I think more importantly, if they are getting headlines on social media from the Times, the Telegraph, other people, Russell Quirk included, they're probably getting misled by the headlines. So I want to be really, really clear about that. Oh, that's quite interesting.
Switch it off, please.
So, buying and selling homes during the stay-at-home period. Okay, so the government are... that's really doing my head again.
Just pass it to me, Brian.
No, I have to do that.
Yeah, just pass
Why is it like it's just talking away when it shouldn't be talking? Tech, that's how you do. Right. Sorry, okay. So when the property being moved into is vacant, you can continue with the transaction, although you should follow some guidance in the document on home removals. So that's the first thing. So if the property is empty, you've got a transaction that's proceeding, it can proceed as normal, subject to that there's removals and so on. So people might have to look at hiring a van or whatever it might be, or booking some removals. Where the property is occupied, the government are encouraging all parties to amicably try to agree dates to move. Ideally for a time when we're out of this lock-in period, this stay-at-home period, but not for the whole of the coronavirus time. So where you've got a seller moving out of the property and your buyer wanting to move in, the government advice is to try to get them to agree an extension to the completion date, okay? But if you can't, and there isn't an agreement between two parties, then you can go ahead. But you must follow public health guidelines on the coronavirus. So that is, the usual, stay apart, 6 foot, whatever it might be, and those sorts of things, which you all know about now. Across we all do. I think even the Martians know about that now. So just to recap: if the house is empty, crack on as usual. If there are someone in occupation, the government are encouraging you to communicate and try to get an agreed date that might be extended outside of the agreement. So that's really the important thing here. Home buyers and renters should, where possible, delay moving house if they can, but they don't have to. If you've exchanged contracts, try and agree a date that you can work together. If, in line with the government's advice, self-isolating or shielding from the virus, or people that are living in a house that have those particular specific symptoms, they're not well or they have tested positive.
And key workers as well.
And obviously, key workers, then obviously you're going to have really no option other than to extend that date.
Absolutely. It's all about being responsible. We can't stress that enough, but also we can't stress enough that this news means that we can at least try to keep things moving a little bit. That's the important key
thing.
Message there,
important thing. It's also UK Finance, who basically govern mortgage lending, have encouraged all mortgage lenders to work to find ways to enable customers who have exchanged contracts to extend their mortgage offer dates for activation. So that shouldn't be too much of a challenge. I think I read somewhere this morning, there's only a couple of lenders, small-time lenders, that have pulled mortgages. Yeah. Otherwise, everybody else is still taking mortgage applications, which is important. And of course, the advice that comes out on the headlines of newspapers is finance mortgages have been pulled and there's no more mortgages. It's total rubbish.
I personally think
total rubbish.
A phenomenal time as well to consider a remortgage to perhaps release capital if at all possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great time. Take advantage of low interest rates.
Low interest rates, and I had a conversation with some of our clients yesterday about this, and release some money potentially from if you've got large equity, it would be the perfect opportunity. So it's a good basis to have a conversation.
Key advice for people that have not yet got their home on the market: it is actually a good time to get it on the market. Believe it or not, they can't see you, but I know many of you are doing virtual valuations and virtual viewings, which the government are encouraging. But what the government's key advice to people who are not yet on the market, or even those that are on the market that haven't yet found a buyer, is to get themselves ready for sale. Get the house ready, get the paperwork put together, get all that information gathered up, and many of you can do that, and get it ready for when the market inevitably bounces back, which it will do big time. The only other thing they're saying on viewings is if your property is already on the market, continue to advertise it as it is for sale, but just don't allow people in to physically view it under this lockdown period. I suppose so. The agent and the government says the agent should be able to conduct virtual viewings and speak to them about this. So definitely, if you haven't looked at that yet, Facebook Live, various different things, encourage homeowners to use the time they're at home to take photographs or to take video of their house and share it with you.
We're actually going to do a piece on next week's daily Great Big Morning meetings about virtual market appraisals and virtual viewings as well, so we're going to cover that off, so definitely tune in next week as well for that. We just can't fit it all into one 15-minute session, especially as it's now 9:25, Brian.
Right, good, okay, well make sure you read that article this morning. I'll get it posted.
We'll post it in the link.
And make sure you have a good read of that, and if you are available, we posted yesterday a link to my 11 o'clock webinar with Law Society, where we're going to cover that in more detail.
Shameless plug. Right,
Shameless plug.
Moving on, as is now customary, or at least happened yesterday, I've decided Sarah needs a good news story too, but mine is very, very short. And mine is essentially for
You just told me it's 9:25.
Yeah,
You're now doing that bit. It's not on your form.
It is. For everybody who got involved with the NHS, clapping for the NHS last night, I just want to say you're all phenomenal.
Yeah.
I live in the middle of nowhere, I put my head out the window and I couldn't hear anything, but there were some fireworks, which was incredible, and I just think, I know we're all saying it, but it's a tough time, and the work that the NHS are doing are phenomenal, so everybody who got involved with that sent some fantastic videos. I mean, you should applaud yourselves because it was really, really superb, and a definite positive news story for us to start the day. Okay. We're going to move straight.
Oh, I forgot these things. I have these, you know, like Boris Johnson's got outside his thing. I've got them on there, which I was going to put up onto the, you know, like they did on the.
Can you tell we've got time on our hands? Is this coming across?
Oh no, they're upside down. I followed them the wrong way.
Okay, Brian.
Oh, bugger. Go on then, carry on.
So today we're going to move on to our theme of the day. As those of you that have tuned in regularly now, you will.
It's not working. So
Okay,
carry on.
can you leave it?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. So we're going to go on to our theme of the day, and that is being cautiously commercial or commercially cautious. Either way, it's fine. I keep getting a lot of questions, don't we, from all of our clients about they're not quite comfortable about the conversations that should be going on right now because the tone has to change. So we've prepared a flip chart.
It's like Blue Peter, isn't it?
Of course it actually, well, it's going to get more like
Here's
Blue
one we
Peter.
made earlier.
So, are you holding that?
Yeah, I'll hold that for you.
Oh, fantastic. You just put it like this, try to do that. So basically, being cautiously commercial, and this is a phrase that I coined last week on a webinar that we hosted, and ultimately, we've still got to be commercial, we still have businesses to run, you all know that, and it's vital that we proceed carefully, but we still think about how we are able to help people and ultimately, eventually, maybe not right now, generate revenue for our respective businesses and also ourselves.
There's still people selling houses now, and there's still deals going on.
Absolutely, but I think it's very difficult for a negotiator or a valuer when they pick up the phone to know who they're going to get on the other end of the phone. Is that person snowed under? Is that person poorly? Are they trying to entertain 5 kids of all different ages? You just don't know who you're going to get on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
So you've got to be cautious, is our advice here. And we've broken this down into how, what and when in terms of your marketing communications right now. So I've got quite a few questions about things. First of all, calls, okay? This is the best time that you are ever going to get to actually get hold of people on the telephone. I can categorically tell you that. Categorically.
Is that a new word as well now?
Yeah. Spoke to Ryan Dennis at Harrison's yesterday, and he said that usually he gets hold of 3 out of 10 people. He's currently getting hold of 6 or 7 out of 10, which is that's double the amount of people. So it's fantastic that you're actually able to contact people.
Advanced maths as well.
Tune in for more math lessons later. The next thing is digital, okay? If you have not got a digital marketing strategy in place now, or you think that it could be better, now is the time to improve it. Everybody is sitting with a laptop in front of them 10, 12 hours a day. They've got their phones in their hands constantly. They're on Facebook, Instagram. They're actually opening their emails at the moment. So I can't stress this enough. Solid digital strategy, which includes advertising and promoting across those channels in the right tone, will be the perfect thing for you to do in your business right now.
I wouldn't advise you keep your phones in your hand all day though, because you have to wash your hands quite a lot at the moment.
That's
so
a very good point, Brian.
Well, you can wash your phone and your hand at the same time, but I wouldn't recommend it.
That's a very good. The next thing, I'm going to have to battle through these quite quickly, but prospecting letters. So you can see here that I have crossed out the word prospect because if you are still...
You spelled it wrong again.
No, because if you are sending your prospect letters right now, it will be the wrong tone. Do so at your peril. I think those letters should still go out, keep that communication going, but the content of them has got to be completely different. We don't have time to go through the content on this session, but if anybody wants any advice, just give us a shout. We're going to announce something, a little sort of offer of help that we've got for you at the end of this session. So we will, do you know about that?
No, you probably haven't.
Yeah.
It's share a show, isn't it? So
I come up with stuff.
I'll just get sheep hooked in at the last minute for a bit of comic relief.
So prospect letters, so just keep the communication going but change the tone. What? Do you want to do that again?
No, please, you're doing so well. I'll still drink my coffee.
So the what, in terms of what are you saying, should be heartfelt,
Sorry, my mum. Carry on.
caring, but also those of you that have had training with us will know that we go on all the time about being a trusted advisor. And I can't stress enough now how important it is to position yourself as that trusted advisor. Helping, guiding people. There's been the second news article today on the BBC News was about the housing market. People will be panicking if they've watched that. So you have now got to step up and advise them accurately about, like what Brian said at the beginning, a positive news story about the fact that the government is still advising viewings and things can go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Maurice, you are absolutely right. The props are playing havoc again. We'll get it right one day.
We've got the phone set up on an ironing board though, so it doesn't fall
The
over.
phone won't fall over today. And finally, when, okay, with your current clients, again, over communicate is the message now. These people are sitting at home, they're not distracted as much by work, they're probably distracted by their kids, but they need more communication. The news is changing so frequently, as we all know. As I found out yesterday, I thought self-employed were hey, and then turned out I was a company director, not were hey. So it's just moving so quickly that it's really important to over-communicate with your current clients at this stage. But with regards to your database, break it up. Work out where they are in terms of their journey, and again, I can help you with this offline. You need to focus on thinking, who is in my database and what message is relevant to them right now. So I would definitely advise, if you've not done so already, get your whole team onto a Zoom call and brainstorm it. Think about the different sections of your clients you've got and think about how, what and when you are communicating to them. Creating a content strategy.
Oh, is that a G?
It is, but I ran out of space.
Greek.
Those of you that know me quite well know that I am Sarah Flywheel, love a flywheel in marketing. So what I would...
I love a wagon wheel.
No, you can't tell.
Sorry.
So I'll post that in the group because that is all about marketing, and we're not currently probably trying to necessarily attract people, but we're trying to do all the other things at the moment, which is delight, value and engage our customer database. So cautiously commercial, I'm going to take a picture of this and post it in the group, then you can all look at it, but by all means get in touch with us if you need
This is the big one though. From my point of view, my advice, this is the big one. We bang on about this all the time. Trusted advisor, if there's ever a time where the public needs you now, this is it. We can make sure that we are right now and for the future going forward vital to people, not just a function of moving, right?
Correct.
We become vital component into the whole thing.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Excellent. Okay.
Good.
Good. So, theme for the day, cautiously commercial.
Why don't we bring our guests in?
Let's bring the guests in.
Sitting
Let's
there.
bring the guests in. Quick.
Yeah, you do the dancing with the OT Moose, whatever it is. What's that one?
Okay, so for your kids, things to do today at 11:30 every day on OT Mabusi's Facebook page. You know the girl who does
Greatest dancer.
Greatest dancer, yeah.
Dancer.
And she does that other one as
Dancer.
well, Strictly Come Dancing. So she's doing dance classes at 11:30, and if you would all like to join in and send videos onto our group, we're going to give points and prizes. What about tech?
Tech,
today?
right, okay, great bit of tech for you, especially from a cost-saving point of view, is canva.com.
Yeah.
Okay, we've used Canva a lot for presentations, for some training presentations that we do, flyers, digital, whatever you want to do. Have a look at Canva, canva.com. Use the free version, you don't need the pro version. Have a play with that, it's brilliant. For social media posts, for you as well, it already comes with pre-sized, preset templates. You can just drop your logos on, drop some videos in. Brilliant. Canva.com.
It's really, it's so good.
Yeah.
And we've talked about a bit of marketing today, being cautiously commercial. It's ideal for that, for creating things, especially if you've got a little bit more time on your hands.
Yeah. I've just finished, or nearly finished, a book which is extremely relevant right now, called Surrounded by Idiots, which is about the 4 key personalities of people. It's really helping me out. Surrounded by Idiots. It's been out for a while, but it's a really good read about dealing with different personalities and how you can deal with them.
Okay, and the next thing is Sarah and Brian's binge watching recommendation.
Yeah, that was good, actually.
So today's binge watching recommendation, which I know Maurice Kilbride has already watched, because I got the idea from him on Twitter.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah,
well
I
done.
did.
Thanks, Maurice. It was great.
The English Game on Netflix. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's about football, but it's about how football started, and it's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really good sort of period type drama, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good.
really, really good. We've
Okay.
got a couple of announcements before we finish today. One of them is, if you know anybody that wants to have a bit of Sarah and Brian in their life at 9:15 every morning, then I'm not sure they would. But please do invite them to this group, okay? It's open to everybody, and I keep getting messages, people saying, can I invite such and such? Just invite whoever
Yeah.
you want. This is about hopefully lifting the mood of us all and sharing some good ideas as well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Positivity, that's what we want in the morning, right?
Absolutely
That's the whole
right.
point of this.
excellent.
We're going to do a quiz, by the way, okay? So, big news. Next Wednesday,
It will
and we'll
be.
brief you on it on Monday. We're going to put it together the weekend. We're going to do a weekly quiz to try and find out who is the most knowledgeable estate agency team out there in the country. So, and we're going to publish the results, league tables, and probably try and talk a few suppliers into doing some prizes for charity, some
Yeah.
support for the NHS, that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
really, we're going to give a few days at the beginning of next week. We'll update you on Monday, just really about the quiz. It's going to be 10, 15 questions on the Wednesday, maybe a
It's
bit
going to
more.
probably be about 10 questions, and we're going to try and use technology to do it.
Yeah,
So
no,
God
iron
help
boards.
us, yeah.
But we're not going to do it in the morning thing, are we?
No, it's not in the morning.
No,
it's
it'll be a separate time on the Wednesday, so we'll let you know all about that. But that should be a big one for us.
That's right, Andrew. A meat raffle will also.
Meat raffle, yeah. I won a leg of lamb once as well.
And finally, just before we finish.
I got some of the people that worked with me yesterday were thanking me because I was sending them a couple of jokes and just having a bit of fun on the phone with them, making them a bit light-hearted. So I thought I'd share dad joke of the day. Okay, dad joke of the day. So Sarah's had no choice in this. So and this is my favourite joke of the last couple of days that I've seen online, and I've obviously had to get rid of about 600 because they were rude. And this is a clean joke, so if you've got kids watching, don't worry. So what is the difference between people in Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi?
I don't know.
People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do.
Please send help. Please.
Abu Dhabi do.
That was sensational, Brian.
As in Yabba Dabba do.
I'm sure, I mean, everyone I can imagine is howling into the computer screens right now.
Okay.
Guys, one last thing on a serious note. Hopefully you've enjoyed today. Brian's still going to be laughing 10 minutes later. We're just going to keep doing these until someone tells us that we're doing a really bad job. We are grateful to Good Lord for sending us these t-shirts and supporting us in what we're trying to do here. We genuinely are, it's brilliant. We are trying to just keep everybody entertained. We know it's really hard, there's so much, the news is changing constantly.
Yeah.
We hope that everybody is healthy and well. And on that sort of more serious note, Brian and I have opened up 2 half-an-hour slots each in our diary every day. So if you would like us to join on a Zoom call with you and your team, or just you, or however that looks for you, get involved, because we will 100% jump onto a call. We've done it with Harrison's this week, and the feedback
And a
was
couple of other
brilliant.
agencies,
and a couple of other
Got 2
agents
this
and stuff.
afternoon to do.
So please do, we are creating some great online training resource whilst we're at home, as well as making ridiculous videos of Phil Spencer and Kirsty. But if you want our help, we are offering it to you, and we are here to help. So if you want a Zoom call, then please do just get in touch with Phil and Kirsty.
So remember, it's all about trusted advice.
We
You know,
will be delighted.
your customers are looking at the headlines right now. So the moment that the fact we're not talking to them, they're free to look at the press and get maybe misled by bad headlines.
Yeah.
Please reach out to them, keep them calm, and have a great day, productive day. Don't forget your team, keep in touch everybody, share the love, get your music on. Everybody loves the sunshine. Roy Ayers, Ubiquity, great song. Go and search that.
And if anyone's having Zoom beers at 7:30, because I have seen this kicking
Yeah,
about,
you can do-
we're
yeah.
definitely up for that.
Yeah,
so
yeah, invite us
us
in.
to Zoom beers, because we're going to have some Zoom wine.
Cool. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Bye, Brenton.